Professional photography is essential for any business, as it aids in identifying you from a sea of similar companies, increases traffic to your website, sells the benefits of your product or service, increases the perception of quality, and is often of such high resolution that it can be used cross-platform, forming the backbone of a strong campaign and brand identity. It can increase conversion rates by as much as 161%. It also increases my engagement by up to 90% by improving my experience, simply because it's 40% more socially shareable than other types of content. Number 1. Canon EOS R6 Mark III. I have always been a passionate photographer, so I was very famous in college for being a good photographer. During my college days, I was asked to shoot inter-college sports competitions. I was very excited about it, but nervous too because, after all, everyone was relying on me, so I had to take some epic shots. I took my Canon EOS R6 Mark III. After the shoot, I was stunned when I came back and saw the pictures. Those pictures needed no editing. Everyone loved the shoot, and later on, I was also offered many other projects. I can clearly say that this is the best Canon camera for professional sports photography. Features. Why is this camera the best? Canon's EOS R6 Mark III is the company's latest high-end, ultra-tough, and hyper-fast DSLR. It resembles prior EOS R bodies from the past 2 decades from the outside. However, there are significant changes on the inside. Even though this is a large, double-grip DSLR, it can be used as a powerful mirrorless camera in live view mode, if I have the strength to hold it out in front of me for long periods. This is also a camera that can go beyond shooting an 8-bit JPEG, as your finished image has f-topic recognition, based on machine learning in both the OVF and live view, and has some excellent video features, including internal RAW video, faster than fast. When shooting in live view mode, this camera captures up to 20 full-frame 20.1 megapixel photos per second, using either its mechanical shutter to catch motion accurately, or an electronic shutter for entirely silent photography. The continuous shooting rate is 16 FPS. While utilizing the camera's optical viewfinder, the reflex mirror is moved up and down by direct drive motors, which restore it to its resting position quickly, accurately, and with minimal mirror bounce. The shutter of this camera is rated for 500,000 shots, giving me new levels of speed and reliability when the pressure is on. Mind-blowing autofocus. I can't help but notice the speed, accuracy, and precision of this camera breakthrough AF system. Whether I shoot with its fantastic optical viewfinder or its giant 3.1-inch touchscreen, deep learning algorithms have been designed to recognize various sports, and advanced tracking capability has been added to monitor athletes, even when they are wearing goggles or a helmet. This camera adjusts focus to offer me strong focus when I need it, no matter how fast the action moves. Implausible filmmaking. Regardless of my editing process, this camera can capture footage that will blend in seamlessly and provide new image quality and creativity levels. Internally capture oversampled DCI 4K 60p video utilizing the entire sensor width, giving me lenses the same view as when taking stills. While shooting in 17:9 DCI or 16:9 UHD aspect ratios, the camera uses the H264 codec or the 10-bit H265 codec. When utilizing Canon log, this type of footage is purposefully low contrast to make color grading easier in post-production. Conclusion. This is the best sports camera on the market right now. They're still ironing out the flaws and kinks in the mirrorless camera. The equipment is fantastic. It's big, but it's got more power than you'd think. This is the Canon to get if you want the best. This is undoubtedly the best Canon camera for sports photography. Number 2. Canon EOS R5. I love to see how photographers take beautiful pictures effortlessly. To reach this stage takes a lot of effort and experience, but I think it has a lot to do with the camera. I used Canon EOS R5 throughout my career. I've used many others, but none was like Canon EOS R5. This is the best Canon camera for professional photography. It is easy to use once you get to know it. It has such a beautiful image quality that I get stunned with my shoots. It has helped me a lot throughout my whole photography career. Features. Why is this camera best? The most amazing thing I found was a far better viewfinder that allows me to capture all of the nuances so wonderfully. This camera is one of my favorites. This is the best option if you need to film in 8K for 20 minutes. This camera features ISO, which allows it to work in any light condition, which is essential for professional photography. It also has the best body, which is so light to carry that it can be transported anyplace, including events when traveling. This makes it ideal for professional photography. Proficient mirrorless reinvented. It allows me to be creative in ways I never imagined possible, regardless of what I'm shooting or how I'm shooting it. I use the entire sensor width of the camera to shoot breathtaking 45 megapixel photos at up to 20 frames per second, or cinematic 12-bit 8K RAW video. Deep learning artificial intelligence is used to produce advanced AF and in-body image recognition. Stabilization works in unison with a lens. Intrinsic is to prevent camera shake by up to 8 stops throughout a shoot. New standards for filmmakers. I'm delighted Canon has improved its filmmaking capabilities this time. This aids in the recording of my work videos. Internally, it can record at frame rates up to 120p in 8K, 12-bit RAW video, or 4K, 422 10-bit, for stunning slow-motion effects. This is done with the camera's full-frame sensor, which gives it a cinematic look. Dual-pixel CMOS f2 with Face ID detection in all video modes keeps things looking crisp and allows me to do stunning pull-focus transitions outside. Wireless technology. It communicates with an intelligent device via an always-on Bluetooth low-energy connection. I simply launch the Canon Camera Connect app, and the camera establishes a quick Wi-Fi connection, allowing me to browse, preview, and transfer photos and shoot remotely. Conclusion. The Canon EOS R5 is equipped with everything a photographer needs for professional shooting. The camera's focus precision, Face ID detection, and bright, correct electronic viewfinder were all things I appreciated. The most important aspects for me are the lag-free viewfinder and the focusing capacity to keep up with the audience while retaining superb accuracy for shooting professionals. Number 3. Canon EOS 5D Mark IV. Today, a professional photographer is what everybody wants, and for that, we need to have a good camera. Canon EOS 5D Mark IV is that camera that has done many wonders for me. Before beginning photography, I never knew how to begin it, and with which camera. But after some research, I realized that this is the camera I should try for my start. I purchased it, and then after seeing the result, I was shocked. This is for sure the best Canon camera for professional photographers. Features. Why is this camera best? It's a genuinely fantastic piece of equipment, and it's beneficial for low-light photography. The focus on this camera is excellent. I get amazing photographs with the camera even when I don't use the flash. Perfect focusing, exposure control, ease of use, and beauty. The camera is fantastic. With its assistance, I can catch the tiniest items on a larger scale without producing pixel distortion or image blurriness. Vibrant colors. Color reproduction is critical in my art. While I value skin tones, I want all other colors to remain true to their natural hues. It has had substantial cosmetic treatment and does an excellent job of preserving techniques and creating color depth. 24.8-bit. Thanks to the 13.6 EVF dynamic range, I can capture enough detail even in unusual conditions. Higher ISO degrades this. However, I've found that up to ISO 6400 everything looks good and is adequate for medium-sized prints and most digital. Mind-blowing video quality. Thanks to the custom setting on the main dial, shooting videos is a breeze, and the low-light capabilities ensured I got decent footage no matter where I went. The camera's performance for weddings and other videos is fantastic. This camera allows me to work more efficiently and swiftly adapt to new situations. A sign of good gear is when I don't have to open the manual. For outdoor portraits, this is the best Canon camera. Calm to use. Thanks to the custom setting on the main dial, shooting videos is a breeze, and the low-light capabilities ensured I got decent footage no matter where I went. The camera's performance for weddings and other videos is fantastic. This camera allows me to work more efficiently and swiftly adapt to new situations. A sign of good gear is when I don't have to open the manual. For outdoor portraits, this is the best Canon camera. Conclusion. The Canon 5D Mark IV is the ideal choice for outdoor portrait photography because of its wide color reproduction, critical in shooting portraits, its propensity for creating distortion-free films in any setting, whether indoor or outdoor, and, most importantly, its ease of use. Number 4. Canon EOS R6. Being a portrait photographer, it was difficult for me to get a camera that would offer me everything I wanted for my portrait photography. On one of my friend's suggestions, I got my hands on Canon EOS R6. Now, I've been using this camera for many years. This camera is so decent to work. It is very convenient for me to use it. It has different and new features which Canon did not have in previous cameras. I think more photographers should review it for a rapid change in photography. It is the best Canon camera for professional portrait photography. Features. Why is this camera best? The camera is simple to like and easy to operate. Both lenses offer great focusing and a silent shutter with impressive speeds in electronic and mechanical modes. The included lens is excellent, and the JPG output is nearly identical to that of my L-series RF lens, with a constant aperture of f4. In-camera correction is beautiful. The R6's most extended focal length, 105mm, f7.1, is sluggish, but that only matters in low light, and the camera's dynamic range and low noise sensor allow it to shoot at high ISOs. The stabilization of the sensor is excellent. I had a high hit rate shooting at a 1-second shutter speed. Greatest image stabilization. It allows me to photograph handheld at shutter speeds up to 4 seconds, blurring water and landscapes and people in the streets, without needing a tripod. It allows me to express myself in that way. Camera vibration is reduced by up to 8 stops, thanks to an in-body 5-axis image stabilizer. When using RF lenses with an optical system, the two systems work together to produce a tremendous 8-stop advantage. Eye-catching video. A third system, Movie Digital, adds a layer of stabilization and professional-looking effects to the camera's in-body and lens-based systems. It has an excellent picture stabilizer, and I can catch quick dancing motions. I can capture unique video at up to 4K 60 FPS. And Full HD 120 FPS. The EOS R6's video characteristics can support a demanding filming operation. Internally, either of the camera's dual US2 South Dakota memory card slots supports high-quality 10-bit 422 recording. Exceptionally wild AF. The dual-pixel CMOS AF2 system of the EOS R6 is controlled by the Digic processor, which employs deep learning artificial intelligence for improved subject recognition and tracking. The mention of eyes, faces, and heads is quite precise. Cats, dogs, and birds are also recognized by the camera, making it easier for me to maintain a sharp focus on fast-moving subjects, which is one of the most challenging aspects of professional photography. I captured a more comprehensive dynamic range with the Canon Log and HD RPQ settings. Conclusion. The Canon EOS R6 is the best Canon camera I've ever used. The eye concentration feature works well. The image stabilization on this body is fantastic for video. Anyone considering switching from a DSLR to a mirrorless camera should read this. Making the switch is undoubtedly rewarding. For professional portrait photography, this is the most incredible Canon camera.